Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And along your side, we have uh, we have Ibn Kiyoshi today, and we are talking about martial art. And so, thanks for joining us, sir.
Oh,
I
always,
really appreciate
always,
it. It's
yes.
an absolutely honor.
My pleasure to even just be able to teach you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's an honor. And Ibn Kiyoshi is the owner and the teacher, actually the master of the school.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of Yondo Jiu Jitsu. Yondo Jiu Jitsu. He will explain it to us in a minute, but we want to go over the type of martial art and the purpose of it and how it actually works and all that. So we will go ahead and get started with the introduction. So
Okay. The style of martial arts we teach is called Yondo Jiu Jitsu. Yan meaning four, Do meaning way, and Jiu Jitsu actually means gentle, gentle or flexible art. I like to think of like a rope. Like you can have something like a rope can choke you, but yet you can lift somebody up. You can build more with a rope and do things, you know.
amazing.
And that's what anytime you think of the word jujitsu, it started as a Japanese art that was the samurai without the sword. You know, and then karate was considered more of an Okinawan or, harder style that came from other styles of Chinese martial arts. What we do is we try to when we said Yondo, so the four main things in Yondo Jiu Jitsu is first striking, right? And then we have like submissions, right? After submission, we have throws, and then we have weaponry. So striking would be like doing katas, Western boxing, because like the first thing we teach in our school, Western boxing, we don't actually teach you, hold your
Exactly.
chin.
Yeah, I noticed
First thing we
that.
teach you is jab, cross, hook, uppercut, slip, roll. Um, the submissions happen to come in grappling. That's the thing you love. That's why you come
The
and you
thing I
hang
love
out with
most.
us. You get, but that also, is a really good art because you can do submissions standing. A lot of people don't understand that. There's a whole like catch wrestling and all those things. You can do submission standing and on the ground. So we don't say grappling, we say submissions. The next part that because we said that was striking, submissions. The third one is throws. I really love judo and wrestling. If you can explain away a quick throw of a person as you were just trying to get that person off of you in a fight, but they didn't really realize it was an uchimata or it was a tayatosh or it was a hip toss or it was one of these really devastating throws. And then the last one was weaponry because we like to learn the kabuto style, which means ancient way of a weapon, and also how to use weapons. Like you haven't gotten to that class yet.
I did some weapon.
Yeah, yeah,
I did. Yeah.
but like the weapon we like in our school that the black belts all train with is called a karambit. It's
Different.
but might even have one on me. I don't have one today,
No.
but anyway. Oh yes, I do. Yes. So this is a karambit. It put your hand in it, and it always is kind of curved. Some come very curved. The reason why this weapon is so good is because it mimics a feral claw. And because of that curve, you cut more and deeper. Anyway, so those are the four. So again, one more time: striking, submissions, throws, and weapons. Whether it's traditional weapons or tactical weapons, whether it's the judo throws and that. So basically, that's Yondo Jiu Jitsu in its entirety as a style.
So it's almost like an MMA.
Very much, but we don't
Call it.
go we don't go to competitions like an MMA
I see.
person would. We're doing it more for self-defense, and we're taking the best parts of a self-defense and using it. Whereas an MMA fighter is still fighting with rules, and I mean it's still great. Everybody, martial arts is great. No matter
Absolutely.
which one you do, well, the one that makes you happy is the best one for you. But I really keep saying if you win a trophy on Saturday but get a bloody nose on Monday, that's no good. So, but it definitely is a mixture of martial arts, a fusion of blend. We know the word we like to use. Our phrase is hybrid. We're a hybrid martial arts. We don't believe that one thing fits perfect. I mean, like anybody who cooks can't only use one knife to do all of their
That's
cutting.
right.
Sometimes you need a meat cleaver, and sometimes you need, like a really nice paring knife. Sometimes you can use an 8-inch chef. All depends on
Got it.
where
That makes
you are.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
So Even Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi is your title, of course.
Yes, Kyoshi means like a professor or a
Mm.
teacher of the teachers. I've been teaching now for quite some time. I have my instructors that are higher than me. I'm a seventh Dan. That really, it just means that I've had years. I always tell everybody skill is skill. That's the heaviest thing. Skill is skill. My instructors are much higher than me. Some of them have been training since the have gotten black belts in the 70s. I was born in 1970.
Wow.
So some of my instructors got their black belts in the 70s. Um, and I took that title so that I could promote my students higher, because no one wants to be on the same level as the person that has way more skill than you. That's really the number one reason for me in our school for having ranks. I wish I could still be sensei. I love the title sensei.
Gotcha.
Everybody's sensei was really a tough dude and could beat everybody.
Yeah, I know, right?
So we love the title sensei. I still love sensei, but I've taken ranks in order to, further my students, but not stand on the same plateau as them. And that's really it.
Yeah, you know what I actually like about all the guys that the instructors,
Mhm.
they're very humble, they're dedicated, um, very respectful. I mean, they respect the older and the younger ones equally,
Yeah.
and I enjoy working out there.
Oh,
I enjoy how they don't hold back. They will teach anything. So I sometimes come in the school and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do katas today. I'm not just in that mood for it.
yeah.
And they're like, okay, what do you want to do? And then we just switch things
Oh
around.
yeah.
And it works out real well.
I will tell you, I mean, every so often we do have to eat our vegetables, but it's nice when you can have some dessert every once in a while. Because no,
Eat your vegetables.
no, we gotta eat our vegetables. As far as like, because people like in our school, we really only make right now. We're only making really 1 to 2 katas the max. We don't try to make it too much, but like some people don't like being thrown hard.
That too.
Some people don't
Yeah.
like being, but in our school we have what we call standing throws. Whereas in some competitions now, you can't even drop somebody 4 inches without being disqualified. And I think about where some of the art came from. That's why sometimes I tell people there are things that are sport, there's competition training, and then
Yep.
there's training.
And there's training that's designed for street self-defense kind of thing. It's not only for
Yeah, I don't want to go long, but I'm going to say this very fast. I don't know if I told you the story. So my instructor, this is what he would teach. This is the way he would teach me. This is how much you knew he really cared about was getting home. He says, if you're ever being chased in a city and you feel you can't outrun your guys, run to the nearest fire hydrant. Then put the fire hydrant behind you and put your foot on it, and then use it to push off when you start fighting. And then the first guy you grab, you turn and you do a good judo throw him into the fire hydrant. And he said the fire hydrant now is your other partner, because if you throw someone against a car will bounce around. You've been hit against a car and the car will move.
Yes.
I've been hit into and through a wall and came back out. I've been thrown through a glass window, cut my whole arm up, and still fought a guy. Man, I won't lie. I haven't done it and I want to, but don't want to. But think if I threw one of my judo throws and your foot or your arm landed on that fire hydrant.
Yeah.
But that's how they taught us. They didn't teach us just, they were cops. I don't know if I ever told you this, but my instructors were cops. My dad was a detective, so I've been around firearms and training and police officers and military people all my life. And when they would tell us stories like that, like if you're going to get into a fight and you can't outrun these guys, run to the nearest fire hydrant and now start throwing those guys into it. Like make sure that if you can, if you took a guy's arm and then you just wow, against a fire hydrant, it's solid. It's steel. It's embedded in concrete for like almost 6 feet down.
Sometimes even cars hit it and it doesn't move.
I mean, a tree is good, but like, man, if you ever, anyway, but
Awesome.
sorry.
No, this is great.
I went off.
This is great. I think the introduction is satisfactory. Appreciate it, and we should do more conversations around other topics within this martial art and all that. Thanks all for watching, and we will see you again in a different area of the martial art that we practice. Thanks and have a nice day.
Bye. You guys.